This is Startup Biz Coach Radio, formerly known as Mornings with Terry, and we're empowering entrepreneurs right from the start. Find us at thestartupbizcoach.com every morning at 10 a.m. Eastern with your host, Terry Clay. Are you ready to get this business started?
Hey, this is Terry Clay, and I am back with another episode of the Startup Biz Coach Radio.
Hey, this is Terry Clay, and I am back with another episode of the Startup Biz Coach Radio. Yeah. All right. So we are back on the call yet another day. We do this call every single day, Monday through Friday, live from the blog, thestartupbizcoach.com, and we are empowering entrepreneurs right from the very start. So if you're new to the call, you never came to the call, we interview successful entrepreneurs every single day, Monday through Thursday, and the topics are just like in abundance. We talked, I think the guest that came on yesterday spoke about how to make money with a membership site, a membership organization. We talk about don't quitting. We talk about blogging. We talked about, I had a celebrity stylist on the show. I mean, I can't even go into, we're on episode 72, so let's just say that. So today is episode 72 of the blog, of the podcast, and it's not any different than we do any other day. We have another exciting guest for the show. And as we do on the Startup Biz Coach Radio, we allow our guests to introduce themselves. So please tell us who you are and what do you do.
My name is Danielle Patterson-Winningham, and I'm a business coach. I'm a Fortune 10 executive for one of the nation's largest financial firms, and I've taken that 15, 20 years worth of experience being a trainer, coach, facilitator, and started to really hone in on helping women not only build what they love to do, but helping them get compensated for it in the process.
Yes. So let's talk about that a little bit, about building wealth. What do you think the problems are with women when it comes to building wealth?
I actually posted a question a couple of weeks ago, why do you feel like you don't get paid for your services? And a lot of it is our mindset and our beliefs. It's what we were taught. We were taught that, we should help and that, it's a blessing to be a blessing. And we were taught that, we're here to serve and have a servant mentality, but nobody taught us what happens when we're living paycheck to paycheck and what happens when it's 85% of the people at the poverty line are women, and what happens when 90% of the people in absolute poverty living on less than $1 a day are women. What happens then? Because when your women go to crap, your country goes to crap. And I mean, that's true for any, country. As you look at their women, and so how the women go, so goes the country. So we really need to, and they're talking about it now in the Oscars, the wage equality gap for women and making sure women are compensated with their worth. But it's really up to women to start to demand equality in what we're worth. And it starts with our own price tags and our own businesses.
Okay, all right. I think we were talking about this before, about how sometimes women are just, I guess, business owners in general are not really compensating for their worth, or they're not charging actually what they're worth. So give us a little information on that.
It comes from a variety of factors, and I'll give you an example. One of my clients is a bookkeeper. She keeps books for some of the major oil and gas industries here in Houston. And when she first started her business to serve as a bookkeeper for small businesses, she said, I'm going to start charging my prices low because I'm new. I said, oh, you new? She said, yeah. I said, you new doing taxes? She said, no. I said, you new keeping books? She said, no, I've been keeping books 20 years. I said, so you're not new. That shingle that you put outside your office might be new, but your experience is more than worth what you're going to charge people. So don't look at it like you're new. I've been in my business in the private sector for going on 4 years, but I've been coaching for some of the world's biggest organizations for 20. I'm not new. I'm not new to this. I'm true to this. I've been here. So when it's all said and done, you have to understand what you're bringing to the table. And a lot of times women, the confidence factor, because we're not confident or we have our own self-esteem issues that we're battling with, will cause us to say, well, too many people are telling me no, so I'm going to reduce my prices. But the bottom line is, if people are telling you no, maybe that's not your target audience. Maybe you're not in front of your target audience. Maybe the people you're talking to just don't want or need your service, because it's proven. People can afford what they want.
Yeah.
People make the money for what they want. You put a $1,100 pair of Jimmy Choo shoes out there right now, and women will come up with $5 from their light bill, and Tim, they're going to call and argue with the phone company and get a $25 credit. They're going to come up with the money for those shoes. So why wouldn't whatever you're offering in terms of products or services be that important to them? And if they don't get it, you're not doing a great job conveying in your marketing how instrumental whatever you're offering is to them. Or they'll make a way to get it.
Yes, they will. Yes, they will. And then I learned that, when I was telling somebody this, that you look at Christmas, you see all these people, they bought all this stuff for Christmas, and, you see those pictures of Christmas, how much stuff they bought from Christmas. You see how packed the malls are, or, with black women, you can see a $300 weave in somebody's hair. So people will do what they want to do, and they will pay for what they want to pay for, so you don't have to short yourself.
Yeah, and when you're shorting yourself, that's exactly what you're doing. I tell people all the time, if you sell yourself short, the world will buy you. The world will buy you at whatever price tag you put on yourself. And I'm not saying overinflate your prices or overcompensate, but I'll use myself as an example. If I'm a few days from leaving my corporate job plus 6 figures, and I can give you the blueprint on how to create that plus 6 figures for yourself, isn't it worth a fraction of that? You got to think about what am I offering you, and what is it really worth to you? If you really hate your job and you don't have a plan to come off that job, what would you pay somebody to help you come up with a viable, proven way to come off that job? And if you're not willing to pay, you're not ready to come off that job yet. Mike Murdoch said you can't change what you can tolerate. So if you can still tolerate people talking to you crazy, if you can still tolerate getting up and trying to get out in the middle of the snow, if you can still tolerate working them inordinate amount of hours as a volunteer worker because they're not paying you for them because you're salary, then you ain't ready to go. Keep doing what you're doing. Because when you're ready to go, you'll do whatever it takes to make it happen.
Yes. When I lost everything I owned, I lost, actually, I was desperate because I had lost my car. Matter of fact, my car was gone. And I had a coach that she offered this program for $500. So I could have got my car back, or I could have paid her $500. And I chose to pay the coach because I was like, this is just getting the car back for a month is not gonna be nothing. I need a result. And so I took that last $500 and paid a coach to give me some results. And that's I totally understand what you're saying. I've done it. So I know that, people, when you're tired and you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, you're going to do what it takes to get the results that you need.
That's right. Anthony Robbins calls it your flashpoint. When you get tired, when you weary in your spirit, you'll do something different. I talk to women all the time. I talked to a woman the other day, $6,000 refund on your taxes, and you don't invest in coach, you're going to go do the same thing with that money that you did last year and be broke in April? Oh, okay.
Yes.
If that's working for you, keep doing that.
Yes, that is so good. I saw that everywhere, and I was like, people got those taxes. This is the perfect time to get some results. I think I saw one of the authors, she said she took her last tax check to get a book, and I can't even remember who she is now, but her book is like a bestseller now. But, you got to do what you got to do to get the results. I love that attitude. So how long have you when I talk to you, I know they don't know this, but I talked to you before the call, and I know that you're very confident. How do you help sell that? I teach that confidence to other women to actually be confident in their business and what they do.
It really comes down to knowing what value you bring to your clients, knowing how your product or service changes lives. women are confident in their spirit of helping. So translating that same spirit of helping and that same, why your phone rings. And I tell women all the time, if people are constantly calling you and asking you, do this for them, do that for you, do this for me, do that for me, it's because you're good at it. People have a choice as to who to call. They're not just calling you because you're free. They're calling you because they're good at it. Because, we say beggars can't be choosy, but they are.
Right.
And even beggars will say, I don't want her to do that because she don't do a good job. But if they're calling you, it's because you're good at it, and you need to take that same spirit in which they're calling you and slide them a bill. If they don't mind calling you, they should not mind paying you.
That's right. That's right. And you know what I found out, and I don't know if you've seen this, but I think when I was first just selling myself short, and I just finally had the revelation, oh, you need to charge. When I started sliding the bill or giving them a bill, the first few people were like, oh, no, I can't do it. So do you find out that you have to weed out those people if you're selling yourself short first? Is there a period of weeding yourself to the next, the people that are going to pay, or how do people handle that?
So me, I'm just brutally honest about it. I say all the time that broke people break people. And what I mean by that is that if they're in the spirit and not wanting to pay you, they can't expect anybody to pay them. So I have conversations with them about it. I truly believe in sisterhood, but I believe that we have some scars and some damage that needs to be repaired. And the only way we're going to be able to repair it is with real conversation. So if I have a sister who tries to negotiate with me on my bills, and when I say sister, I mean women of all colors, or acts like she doesn't want to pay me or compensate me for my services, I have conversations with them about it because I need them to understand that until you pay your dues, see, everybody got to pay dues. There's dues to pay in this game. I have spent thousands and thousands of dollars on everything from coaching to websites to, SEO optimization, you name it, in order to be a player in this game. It's certain dues you just have to pay. You have to pay.
Right.
And experience is one of them. You're either going to get it on your own by making mistakes, or you're going to go out and pay somebody for their experience in order to mitigate or circumvent some of those mistakes. But, mistakes are inevitable, but when it's all said and done, if they don't want to pay, move around. But don't expect anybody to pay you because you get what you put out.
That's right. That is so true. And then the thing about it is, why would somebody help you for free all the time? How are their kids going to eat? That's their business. They're not going to be able to be in business. I tell people all the time, I say my kids can't eat barter. My kids can't eat discount. There's certain things my kids can't. I don't know if your kids can eat barter. My kids can't eat barter. Right.
Not even if you cook it slow and low. So when it's all said and done, money makes the world go round. We have to have enough respect for ourselves and our own businesses to not allow people to come in and not respect our businesses by not willing to pay the price. If you don't want to pay me, it's other coaches out there that's much less than me. But keep in mind, too, you get what you pay for.
That's right. And are they going to give the same results?
Absolutely. Absolutely, because I'm results-oriented. That's what I go in. Our first 30, 45 minutes, we're going to be talking about your bottom line and how to double, triple, quadruple your bottom line. I'm good at what I do. I help people put $250,000 on paper all day, every day. Yeah. All day, every day. But when it's said and done, people have to be willing to invest in that if they want to go to the next level. I tell people all the time, tickets to the next level are not free. You may get free to get in the gym, but if you want to sit in the skybox or on the front row, you got to pay for them seats.
Yes. That is so true. I love that. And that makes a lot of sense. And I don't think sometimes people know that. And this is the Startup Biz Coach Radio, so a lot of our businesses the people listeners are startups. So this is great because when I was starting up, I did not have a clue. I was doing it all by myself. I wasn't paying a coach. And so I try to it's a good thing that you come to the show, just letting them know you really get what you pay for. So what, are you going to try to do it all by yourself? Are you going to try to do you want to take it to the next level? So
that's absolutely right.
Yeah. So a lot of times businesses, when they start out, I know you didn't get to this level